Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Andy Tang. I am the editor-in-chief of AI Advances, as well as a technical writer on Medium. I'm really happy to see everyone here, and hello to people who came from far and wide. Also to our AI Advances community. I want to thank the Medium team as well for making this amazing event possible, and thank you for being here to kick off the panel discussion on the topic of artificial intelligence. In this gathering of AI experts, I want to be very clear about one thing. I am not one. But one of my favorite things about the AI Advances community is the incredible spirit of openness and intellectual generosity. So I'm looking forward to learning a tremendous amount today. I happen to be an avid computer science and economics learner, but was curious about how AI affected areas beyond my expertise. So I started the publication AI Advances. Very quickly, I found myself in conversation with some of the most brilliant and innovative people in the field. Today's panel discussion, as well as the publication, are designed to showcase that brilliance and innovation. We have a global audience, and as always, we are delighted to share our work with the world. But I also see this event as a crucial opportunity for cross-pollination within the community. The idea is for everyone here to get a full spectrum of AI topics and questions that people are pursuing from our publication. I know that I can count on fascinating panelists today, but to me, the most important measure of success will be the conversations and ideas that will certainly blossom after this discussion. So whatever your particular interest, if you hear something you want to understand more deeply, if you sense some cool new intersection with your own ideas they have not encountered before, don't be shy. Ask away. The true purpose of this gathering is to generate creative collisions between people and ideas in the very, very best spirit of AI Advances. So the structure of today's discussion reflects three crucial realms in which we are and have been engaged in this burgeoning field. In addition to AI's intellectual foundations, we have experts at AI Advances advancing its applications and exploring its ethical dimensions and societal implications and impact. Now, as many of you know firsthand, AI Advances has impressively secured a top 9 spot in the technology publications through Medium's Boost Nomination Pilot Program. So, way to go. We are also one of the first 70 to be inside of this Boost Nomination Program. In June, actually, we achieved a record high boosting ratio of 17%. Okay, so as you may know, Medium every day gets about 10,000 articles published, and only about 70 of them are boosted. That makes like the general boosting ratio 0.7%. Okay, but our publication achieved a record high of 17%, so that's way higher than Medium's boosting ratio. So again, great work to us. Also in June, AI Advances transitioned to a new governance model that is overseen by an advisory board consisting of our fellow writers. At this very first advisory board meeting, which I was happy to host as the editor-in-chief, our board members offered compelling ideas for the growth of the publication and increasing our appearance at conferences like this one are some of the very best things we discussed. We are building a reputation as one of the best publications on AI. So we are focused on how AI is going to impact the world. And in that spirit, I want to highlight one area that AI Advances covers a lot. And that is we want to ensure a future in which we contain the societal risks of AI and make sure that its advances are broadly beneficial. In this case, the stakes are too high to just try stuff and observe the outcomes. Just as calls to make cars safer inspired automakers to develop seatbelts, airbags, lane sensors, and anti-lock brakes. Commercial players are also highly valued, who are partnering on the development of AI to make sure it will lead society to exciting new destinations without driving us all over a cliff. Throughout our discussion today and the articles published in AI Advances, our goal is for you to glean ideas for utilizing AI, understand its workings, both the promising and the challenging, gain insights for your business and research, and potentially make new connections. Thank you for being here, and let the exploration begin. All right, so that was my opening speech. So now I will introduce our three panelists, okay? Our first panelist is Saad Mohammed. Saad is a passionate data scientist with an insatiable curiosity for advancements in AI. With a knack for tackling complex challenges, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the field of artificial intelligence. Saad holds a master's degree in AI and data science and has several years of experience in the field. He is a Microsoft certified AI engineer in data science and an expert in explainable AI that brings together their love for data science and AI, offering unique insights that blend technical expertise with creative thinking. Our second panelist is M. Javad Najati. M. Javad Najati holds a bachelor's degree in software engineering and joined the AI community just before the latest AI revolution. He is captivated by the rapid advancements and daily developments in AI. His primary motivation for learning AI lies in the creative process of building systems that can learn and act like living beings. M. Javad has been an active contributor to the Medium community for several months, writing comprehensive articles that explore topics from their inception to the present. He has a keen interest in using large language models, to improve various tasks. And his latest article was titled LLMTB, focusing on this area. He believes in the immense potential of LLMs to enhance workflows and dreams of developing a system that achieves artificial general intelligence. Furthermore, he aims to simplify AI for the general public, enabling everyone to leverage its capabilities to improve their lives. Our third panelist is Ritvik Nayak. Ritvik is an ambitious, aspiring software developer in the 6th grade living in Semarang, Indonesia. He is primarily interested in machine learning, artificial intelligence, and generative adversarial networks. Though he often dabbles in theoretical astrophysics and astronomy, he showed an early interest in mathematics, and his proficiency in the subject has brought him attention on a global scale, earning him numerous international mathematical Olympiad medals. But what makes him special is his immense curiosity and never-ending urge to learn more about the evolving technologies, including AI and machine learning across different fields. All right, so now I will let our panelists give a brief introduction of themselves in their own words. Okay, so first, let's start with Saad. Okay, brief introduction.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So you already had an introduction about me. I'm basically a data scientist, currently working for Anderson Hauser, and I try to write frequently for Medium in different publications. My core expertise is explainable AI. This is my passion. I like to understand the black box and explain it to people in easiest way possible to build the trust in machines. So what we are going in the future will be more complex generative AI or AI in general, but we need people who can explain it truly to the general public or the decision makers or the business owners to create transparency and trust in it.
Right, that's definitely something to discuss. Thank you very much, Saad. So next, could M. Javad introduce himself?
Hello, everyone. I am Jawad Nejadi. I am very excited to participate in the Ground Medium Day 2024 event. After several years of working in different fields, I realized I want to pursue AI because it fascinates me more than anything else. I must thank my mentor, Mr. Reza Shokr, that was guidance made this journey possible and brought me here. Uh, I become an AI researcher and increased my activity on Medium. What excited me most about is its constants in innovation and improvement, which make me feel creative. Uh, Considering the recent development in AI, it is hard to predict the future. The speed of change is so fast that almost all forecasts need updating. For example, just last year, uh, reaching AGI, artificial intelligence, general intelligence, was pending to be within 20 to 15 years, but now it seems it could happen in the next 5 years. One of the bigger challenges today in the potential dangers of unsafe AI beyond the hypothetical destruction of humanity by machines, the risk of reality blurring with deepfake, fake news, through control, and most immensely job displacement is very real, such as like UBI and Universal Basic Income have been purposed to address the uh, upcoming wave of unemployment. I believe UBI may help to some extent. Uh, Thank you.
Yep, thank you very much. I'm glad you're here with us today. So next, Ritvik, would you like to further introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi there. My name is Ridvik Nayak. I am a sixth grader living in Semarang, Indonesia. And in addition to being a programmer, I am also a machine learning, AI, astrophysics, and mathematical researcher at Medium on various publications. I am very excited to be here today on Medium Day 2024. So here's a brief introduction about myself. I discovered my love for mathematics early in life, which led me to competing at several mathematical Olympiads. I achieved third place in my first national level Olympiad when I was just 5 years old, and I have competed frequently in both national and international math Olympiads ever since. Over time, my passion in mathematics drew me towards computer science, where I discovered the interesting connections between these two fields. This path introduced me to neural networks, algorithms, and even machine learning, which eventually sparked my profound interest in AI. Now I am a dedicated researcher and I am dedicated to researching and advancing knowledge in AI, alongside my work as a programmer and researcher in machine learning, astrophysics, and mathematics. In the vast field of AI, I am particularly interested in the intersection of AI, machine learning, and data generation, especially in art, music, and the synthesis of information. So my area of interest and expertise is data generation and AI in astronomy and astrophysics as well. I write on Medium, especially in these fields, and dream of building an AI education model. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ritvik. That was very insightful and very impressive as well. All right, so now I would like to ask each panelist 2 questions. Okay. So my first question is for Saad. So Saad, how are the recent advances in LLMs being practically applied in industries? How can we benefit the most out of them?
We have to look a year back when we have the LLMs at first. At first, everyone think that fine-tuning would be the right solution for LLMs. But as we go forward and we experiment with different stuff, we find that fine-tuning might not be the right thing, because training and keeping the inference ready for your custom-made solutions are not the perfect solution what companies or even researchers look for. So then we had the solution in start as a retrieval augmented generation RAG approaches, where you can use your data with process mining. We already had the process mining and knowledge mining before, but now we had an essence touch of kind of a human touch, like it can explain to you what you get from the process mining in a form of RAG. RAG solutions are becoming sophisticated, but very soon we also realize that this is not something which is precisely what we need for the business or even for different research community. So at that point, we come more toward the agentic or assistant approach. So what I can think and foresee what's happening in the research right now, and this is what I'm doing also, is assistance and agentic workflow. And what I think going forward in this area will be a combination of assistance and RAG solutions, which are monitored by different, like a top AI, which has different tools or different assistants and RAGs in place, and it know when to call which solution and give you direction in this area. So we can think of this is something like you are not hosting or creating your own LLM, but you are using one of the proprietary or open source LLM as a solution. You're building your agentic workflow on top of them, which can connect to your database, which can take your process mining, or which can create, and you have your vector stores or database somewhere, get the knowledge from there, connect those knowledge correctly, and then give you the answer. So this is, I think, where the state is going in the future. Like we have an ecosystem of app when we have the Android or when we have iPhone, we have in the start we have app ecosystem. Similarly, I think this is where we are going. We will have the GPT ecosystem, which are interconnected, which can be controlled by an operating system, a more general AI, which can focuses on specialized AI solutions, connect them together, and give you a much better answer. I would like to quote Andrew Ng here that this is what I also think will be happening in the future. Right now, we see the answers from the LLMs are coming in a very fast way. So right now, the game is like, okay, how fast it can answer. But I don't think this will be the future. In future, like a researcher or like a human, we will be giving AI agents and agentic workflows time to think. So they can think, they can do research, they can collect data, they can combine them, they can think, and then they can answer. So in the future, I believe the results will be not very fast. It will take time, because we will consider those machines like a researchers or a human thinking in such a way. And for having a better quality answers, better quality solutions, we need to have this in place.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting take. Think, and then answer. Actually did not know that actually.
Yeah, this
Very,
is
very cool.
quite famously quoted by Andrew Ng, that this is what he also thinks will happen in the future. So we will not have a very fast answer, but we will have precise and good accuracy answer, but it will take time. So you have to wait for it to search the web, combine everything together, use different AI approaches, do mathematical calculation or whatever it needs to get you the answer. It will have to take time.
All right, perfect, perfect. So, Saad, my next question is, what are some emerging trends in AI that you believe will shape the future of the field? What potential challenges do you foresee as AI becomes more integrated into everyday life?
There are many possibilities we can go in this direction, because I can see we are now having virtual reality, we are now having good processing powers, we are going to have augmented reality, and all these things are combining together. So it's not only AI, but the emergence of everything coming together will create a quite powerful real as well as virtual reality for us. we are seeing quite immense like flow in the computing power, and it's already broke the Moore's law. So we are seeing quadruple increase in the computing power. And I believe if we are going to make a breakthrough in quantum computing, combine this with the training of AI, augmented and virtual reality, I'm seeing a completely new dimension of worlds we are going to see. Our gaming industry will transform completely. It's a completely new scenario. It's more like a game, like you are playing. It's not a you think like you are playing, but it's something you are developing yourself. And from and when you have AI in every aspect of, I think not every, but most of the aspect of life, I think one of the thing my colleague Jawad also said, we will have to think about the universal basic income. This is what this is, I think, is one of the potential dangers, that we will, most of the people will not have jobs in the future, because AI will be capable enough to do a lot of things. It already has, but right now most of the things are in the research portion. So from research to business, it usually takes 10 to 15 years or 20 years to reach potential clients and to general public. So I think if not 20 years, maybe in 10 years, we will have all of these solutions in publicly available, a lot of things. As you can also, you also know that Boston Scientific and Tesla are also working in this direction to create humanoid robots, which can take over a lot of work, be it from a workplace, from uh, heavy lifting work or doing something repetitively. This is another thing that it will mimic and take over very easily. The thing which I think should not be taken away from human is creativity. I am not a very staunch supporter of AI taking over creativity, like creating artworks or images or creating novels or poetry for us. Okay, I work in this area, but I really don't like it, because creativity is such a human thing. Like everybody of us have our own experience in life, our own understanding of life, and then we became creators, we create something. But what machine is doing right now, it has a corpus of internet, everything, and it learns from it, and it can create in any way. Like from you can it can be Shakespeare, it can be any of the famous writer or novelist, and it create in this passion. It can create the Lord of the Ring trilogy, but it's not worth it, because we think of it, we feel it, and the feeling, like, so this is something machine cannot explain. Like we cannot even ask how it do, because from mathematical point of view, we cannot explain it right now. So this is the direction I don't think it should go. It should do it. It should make our work easy. It should increase our productivity. It should take over repetitive tasks which are boring, but creativity should be a human thing. It should be. So this is something, and one of the things which are not being talked a lot, but should be, is the Heisenberg effect, or what we call the model collapse. So what we can see right now is there is no more data to train the next generation of LLMs or generative AI models. And what researchers find that, yeah, we can create a tons of data out of different LLMs or even diffusion models. But they find that after few generations, when you keep retraining model on this data generated by another model, at certain point, it will only utter rubbish. It will not be an intelligent model, but an idiot one. So this is, I think, one of the dangers where society, not only society, but also the internet is going, because as we can see, internet or even research is also now being created. Research paper even are being created by LLMs. And I think this is not, from my point of view, is the correct use. So like, if you want to use LLMs, keep your genuine ingenuity. Your work should be original. AI should rephrase it, should create content for you, but you should not leave your own authenticity out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you mentioned explainability, right? Definitely an issue. Creativity, right? AI less creative. Also, the data is also an issue, right? So LLMs need huge amounts of data, and there's currently some shortage. So that is certainly an issue. Perfect. Okay, so thank you very much, Saad, for your answers. And now we're going to move on to M. Javad. Okay, I will ask you the first question. and it is what tools and techniques can improve public access to large language models and facilitate their use in small and medium-sized businesses?
Well, one of the best ways to improve public access to large language models and by using open source models like GPT-NeO or GPT-G. These models are available without hefty cost and are accessible for a small and medium-sized business. For example, the realize of the Llama 3.1 models by Meta in 3 different versions is a significant step that can greatly assist this business. Platforms like Hugging Face have also made accessing large language models easier by offering open source model and collaboration tools. Users can easily search for, download, and use version models and participate in their development and research. The transform library provided by Hugging Face allows users to late fine-tune and utilize advanced NLP models with ease. In addition to Hugging Face platform like Flutter AI and Google Model Grant are also active in the field. Excuse me. Utilizing cloud server like AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure can help business host and run LLMs without needing complex infrastructure or deep technical expertise. This cloud server also provide accessible and user-friendly APIs that fashion the use of LLM. Online training and webinars are crucial in increasing awareness and proficiency with this technically. Comprehensive documentation and optional codes for using LLM can help business implement and manage these models more effectively. Using open source development framework and tools, collaborating with universities and research centers and joining joint project and community relies to LLM can help business benefit from others' experiences and access additional resources. Finally, obtaining government support and funding, as well as developing appropriate policy and standards from LLM research and development can reduce the cost associated with implement this technology. By leveraging these tools and techniques, a small and medium-sized business can easily use large language models and reap the benefit of this technology.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned using open source projects, collaboration tools. Of course, it's Hugging Face for the models, and then also using cloud providers, AWS, Google Cloud, and partnering with other things like other services, communities, universities, stuff like that. So all of that can be really helpful. Okay. My next question for you, Javad, is what strategies can be employed to make artificial intelligence a more widely used and accessible tool for addressing social and economic issues?
Well, several key strategies should be considered to ensure that artificial intelligence become a genuinely useful tool for solving social and economic challenge. First, beginning AI out of specialized complex world is crucial and make it more accessible to the general public. This means providing public education and free workshop to help people better understand and utilize the potential of this technology. Second, creating a space for collaboration and participation can be highly effective. For example, imagine a hackathon where not only programmer are present, but also doctors, teachers, and even taxi drivers. This diversity can lead to innovation ideas that may not emerge for poorly specialized group. Yes, establishing communication in such environment may have its challenge, but this challenge can also foster the development of new idea. Organization and governments should also establish appropriated legal frameworks that support innovation will protective citizens, right? This help prevent issue like privacy breach or discrimination. Another important point is investing in digital infrastructure. We can't fully leverage AI without higher speed internet and adequate computational tools. Therefore, improving infrastructure playing a casual role. Additionally, focusing on local AI can make a significant impact. When we say AI should speak the local language, we mean it should be aware of local culture and a specific issue. For instance, if we want to design an AI system to assist farmers in a village, we need to consider the unique needs and challenge of that village. Engaging local communicate and bridge traditional knowledge with modern science can help in using AI democratically and also support the preservation of local culture. AI is the tools in our hands. Through collaboration and creative, we can use the technology to build a fairer and more dynamic society.
Yeah, exactly. I like that you mentioned the point about the culture because AI is really susceptible to bias, and also data is also an issue, right? So the data that we train AI models on, especially the huge models on, they are really influenced by what the big companies feed it. So that leaves smaller communities vulnerable to the stuff. So that is a very, very good point. So thank you very much, M. Javad, for your answers. So finally, let's go to Ritvik. So Ritvik, based on your background in machine learning, what do you think is the best machine learning model for image generation and why?
So yeah, based on my experience with machine learning and AI, I believe that generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short, are truly one of the best machine learning models applied for image generation, especially a particular variation of GANs called style GAN, which I'll talk about in a while. Basically, a GAN is composed of two neural networks, a generator and a discriminator, which are both trained together in a process where the generator generates images and the discriminator evaluates them, distinguishing between real and generated images. The generator aims to create images that can successfully fool the discriminator into believing them to be real. By continuously generating data and images similar to the training data, it should make it increasingly difficult for the discriminator to correctly categorize which images are real and which are generated. The discriminator, on the other hand, aims to distinguish the generated data from the real data provided within its training set. It examines the images and provides feedback for the generator on how it is able to tell the real from the fake. From this feedback, the generator is optimized. However, if the generator manages to successfully fool the discriminator is optimized instead. This adversarial process between the generator and the discriminator produces highly realistic and accurate images. This makes GANs very much like a zero-sum game in which continuous improvement and optimization of both networks are involved. GANs have been used in many of the most popular AI-generated paintings in the world, such as the first ever AI-generated painting called The Portrait of Edmond de Bellamy, created in 2018. Now, what about the style GAN variant that I mentioned earlier? Well, style GAN is a variation on a GAN developed by NVIDIA that pushes the procedure of GAN way further ahead than ever, with pretty innovative techniques for sharper image generation and control. This includes the manipulation at all levels, broad and very fine details, including texture and color. This is what gives style GAN its flexibility and control. Hence, very high image quality, which makes it stand out from the rest in the field of image generation.
Exactly. So style GAN and GAN, so are the good ones. And also, it's actually interesting because I read somewhere, in a book or something, that Yang LeCun, right? Yang LeCun, he said that GANs were like the next big thing. So
yeah,
it's nice that you brought that up. Okay, so my second question for you, Ritvik, is what do you think is the role of AI or machine learning in astronomy in general?
wow, what an interesting question. So, in recent years, AI and machine learning have been pretty much key to astronomy. And the process of searching for and understanding the universe has changed entirely. AI and machine learning have especially advanced our capabilities related to analyzing large data volumes for obtaining a better understanding and even discovering entirely new celestial bodies like planets or even solar systems and asteroids. Modern astronomy produces huge amount of data from the telescopes, simulations, and many other sources. So handling and exploiting this data is sort of unthinkable without AI algorithms. So AI provides pattern recognition and anomaly detection within large data sets. And these are the inherent strengths of AI, making it very useful in detecting exoplanets, classifying galaxies, and detecting transient events such as supernovae. A good example of AI handling vast astronomical data is the search for exoplanets using the Kepler Space Telescope. Kepler monitored more than 150,000 stars for one main goal, to find a small brightness dip, which could indicate a planet passing in front of a star. If this data were to be analyzed based solely on human effort, it would simply turn overwhelming and would take hours to do. Much to human comfort, however, AI algorithms, more significantly deep learning models, have efficiently processed this data for exoplanets. One deep contribution of AI and machine learning lies in asteroid detection. As mentioned in one of my articles on Medium, researchers at the Asteroid Institute trained an AI named Thor to detect asteroids in images. The team gave Thor 400,000 images from the Institute's archive, and the AI model managed to identify almost 27,000 asteroids that were previously unknown. So this proves that AI asteroid detection models have also been incorporated into the European Space Agency, or ESA, into their NEO Coordination Center, which has been dedicated to the detection of asteroids, helping it process large amounts of data collected from their many telescopes. Thus, AI really improved the field of astronomy in many different aspects and will do the same probably for many future generations to come.
Yeah, that was really well said, Ritvik. So I like that you mentioned asteroid detection. That is certainly something to look at. And this astronomy topic is also very interesting because a lot of the images we see online, such as on social media, like black holes and stuff, those have to be optimized to make them look like they do. So AI is really helpful in that way. So thank you very much, Ritvik, for your answers. Now I will ask some debatable questions. Okay. In this question, anyone can answer. So the question is, do AI models have an expiration date?
Maybe I can start here, and I think yes. So you can see from after the starts of LLMs generally, specifically, we can see that all the NLP tasks which we used to learn how to do the segmentation, lemmatization, tokenization are all gone. So NLP in general is now LLMs. You don't need to, you're like from machine learning point of view, you need to learn them, how they are done, but you don't need to use them anymore. So all these things are done. Even some of the classification tasks can also be now being done by LLMs. So a part of classification and complete NLP is gone. Similarly, with as we are going in the future, we can see that the early generation of GPT models, GPT 3.5, they are getting expired and are being not even are also being keeping out of inference in the long run in the favor of the new generation of models. So I think, and especially if we look from the MLOps perspective, even if we want to keep our model relevant, we have to retrain it with new data. So when I deploy a new model for my company or even for myself, for my personal work, I had to make some remarks about it that we need to retrain it every 6 months or every year to keep that up to date. So that because we see that the journal distribution of data changes over time.
Yeah, that is a good answer. Actually, that's so that is one side of the argument, right? Yes, they do have an expiration date. But I want to ask Ritvik, actually, because you mentioned about astronomy and spaceships and stuff like that. So when you deploy something to the space, the code needs to be rock solid, right? And some of the AI models need to be rock solid. So they basically they're physics based. So Ritvik, do you think AI models in that context will expire?
What a question. I have recently written an article on Medium about this topic, and the answer is yes and no. You see, AI models don't exactly have a set expiration date, but their relevance and efficiency do drop over time. Most of the time, this happens because of data drift. Data drift occurs when the training data of a particular AI model becomes outdated as compared to the normal data and the current data. For instance, a model trained by historical economic data might not be able to predict future trends if there are drastic changes in the economic situation. As well as this, if a model is trained on normal space data, within future few years, the data might shift. There might be new discoveries, new inventions. So it will most likely change a bit. Frequent retraining on new and fresh data can prevent this situation, of course, and continually produce high accuracy levels within these models. So, another main factor behind the declining efficiency of AI models in many cases is technological mismatch. Every year, thousands of new, evolving, and emerging technologies are introduced to the world. So new neural networks, algorithms, techniques, and even better computational resources become available. So maybe older AI models may not be able to support and leverage the latest innovations that could improve the model's performance and efficiency. For example, improvements in neural network architectures or optimization techniques can sort of render older models less competitive, necessitating updates and even replacements entirely at certain occasions. So, in the end, unfortunately, AI models almost certainly will someday become outdated, especially if they're used in the field of astronomy. Like, if you take the ISS, for example, the International Space Station, they use technologies that have not been updated since the early 2000s and 1990s. So basically, this technology can be updated or even replaced, which is why the ISS is being sent back to Earth in a few more years. So unless they are regularly updated and enhanced, AI models will expire.
Great, interesting take. So any other comments on this question? Okay. So we have a couple minutes left. I just want to look at some of the questions that were brought up by our audience. Okay. So this question from Mary goes like this: how is AI different than the human imagination? Does asking questions like this help humans like me integrate the best ways to use AI? So let's see. Saad, right? You mentioned creativity, right? So this might fall into your
Yes,
domain.
I think this is going in the direction of the stochastic process. So in general, right now, I can say quite confidently that all the researchers agree on this point that right now AI is nothing more than a stochastic parrot. So what is stochastic parrot? It's not uttering rubbish, but it know the probability of things how they are going to be. So since it is learned in so many dimensions, in billions of dimensions, and it creates kind of probabilistic behavior behind it, it appears to be quite impressive and quite educative, but even it's not. Right now, it's not. So it's not creative. It just have a very, very vast, very diverse distribution of data in higher dimensions, and it knows how it can find semantics between those things.
Right, exactly. So in a sense, like the current models we have, they are really far off from how they model human intelligence, like the brain, for example. So like you know, like neurons in the brain are connected um, vastly differently than how they are connected in the neural networks, for example. So that's just one of the differences.
Yeah, and what really makes AI different from human imagination is essentially how it comes up with ideas. So, human imagination is a function of consciousness and emotional intelligence, of course, and experience as well. It can also create very original concepts, full of context. It is nonlinear, very subjective, and capable of understanding why creative discussions and decisions have been made. On the other hand, AI creativity is based hugely on patterns and data sets. coming up with outputs based on correlations and preset algorithms. While AI may well be able to stimulate potential creativity and emotional layering as well, the real understanding of AI compared to human intelligence and creativity is lacking and much less truly original.
Right. That's very, very interesting too, Ritvik. Thank you for your insights on this. Okay, so next question. Let's see here. We must be cautious as we move along the usage of AI. What about threats to employment? What will be the impacts on society? Are we consciously looking at the possible drawbacks? So this is targeting the job market, right? So let's see here. Someone mentioned, Saad, I think you mentioned people losing jobs again,
Yeah,
right?
I already mentioned that in my second question. That yeah, there because other AI is becoming quite good because we have a vast amount of data in different areas, and sequentially we can train all of them. And now there are machines from Tesla, from Elon Musk, from Boston Scientific, which can do the warehouse work, which can essentially do all the repetitive work where they have the video data about it. They can analyze it, and the machine or robots they are developing can do these works. Similarly, there are a lot of things we are going in the direction in generative AI, especially if I go towards the diffusion models, the artworks, the videography, the music from the Udo and the new music generation solutions, and even the novel writings. All of these things are going to take a lot of employment. Like if I have a lot of good shots or a good training of different actors, I can actually simulate new movies out of it. And similarly, I can write a very good script out of it and combine the script with simulation with generative AI, and I can create a good movie or a good cartoon or anything series like this. So this can happen. But this is again what I say, that I am against that AI is taking over creativity, because it cannot take over creativity. There is no mathematical function for creativity yet. So it's all a data distribution in the end. So the how diverse the data is, it can go good. But for all the repetitive task, I think we are going to see the end of Uber. There will be driverless cars for sure. There will be machines which will be making decisions about grids, electricity and stuff. There will be machines which is taking over all our, let's say, cleaning job or all of our warehouse jobs and stuff. But I think creativity will still be there. This is more of a human trait, and it's not very easy to take it from us.
Yeah, very well said. Exactly. Okay, then. So now we are running out of time. So I would like to ask each panelist to give a brief concluding remark. I'm sure our audience will greatly benefit from any suggestions and advice that you can share. So, Saad, would you mind going first?
Yeah, for sure. So I think we are living in a very, very, very good time. And I think our generation, people born in the last 20 years and are going to born in the next 20 years, these 50 years are the people who are going to witness the greatest change ever happen in the humankind, to the humanity. We are going to be the bridge between the old world, how we are started from the early telephony, early internet, to what we are going to see in the virtual world and AI and beyond. Like, I think how AI is going in the next 20 or 30 years, it's completely changed different thing. Like I cannot even envision what we are going to see in the future, because if you go past 100 years and ask someone from early 1800s or early 90s 1900 how they would envision the future, they cannot see these things. Similarly, how fast we are going in this direction and how fast we are reaching the plateau, the peak, I think our life would be quite easy. There will be a lot of assistance for us in form of machines which can do a lot of work for us. And with the rise of this thing, I think there will be for sure a universal basic income for a lot of people who are not working anymore. And this gives us time to be more creative, more human in general.
Right, exactly. Okay. Thank you very much, Saad. Um, Javad would like to go next.
Okay. I am very pleased to have been with you today to the webinar. Today's discussion highlighted how impactful AI can be in our lives and business. From open source model to active applications, it's clear that the future of AI is very brief. One key point is that AI should be accessible to everyone, not just large companies. To achieve this, we need to educate, raise awareness, and collaborate. And democratizing AI means ensuring that everyone can benefit from this technology. AI is like double-edged sword. I can't be used for good or bad, depending on how we utilize it. With proper control and management, we can use it to build a better world. Finally, I want to thank all of you for taking this time to participate in this webinar. I hope you leave with new idea and positive energy containing your work towards a brief future. Thank you, everyone. A special thanks to Andy and thank you to Medium.
Yep, thank you too, Javad, for being with us today. So
Thanks.
finally, Ritvik, your closing remarks.
Yeah, so I think we can all agree that AI belongs to a new plane of technologies that is transforming disciplines with new innovative solutions, changing the whole approach towards a problem. This session today was insight into the many dimensions of the impacts of AI across fields, further underscoring its enhancing impact on the importance of data generation, image creation, and cybersecurity, much more. In other words, AI joins disciplines in the new ways through which challenges are tackled and knowledge expanded. Roundtable decisions today reiterated the values of interdisciplinary collaborations, ethics and considerations, and open dialogue in seeking greater and responsible utilization of AI. Just like AI is evolving in a great way, in an extremely quick and aggressive way, we need to maintain the focus on harnessing it for social good by ensuring the benefits are shared as widely as possible while keeping it at potential risks at bay. So thank you, Medium, for having me here on this wonderful occasion and discussion about AI.
Yeah, thank you too, Ritvik, for being with us. Okay, so as we come to a close, I hope you leave here with some great ideas and wonderful things to reflect on. I'd like to thank our panelists once again, Saad, Javad, and Ritvik. Thank you for bringing your insights and ideas to this wonderful discussion. Also, much gratitude for the Medium team for supporting this event for the second year. Okay, so with that, I'd like to sign off. So thank you all for being with us today, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.